Alright, so this video is going to be different than my normal videos, but every other comment in here on social media, even in my group, revolves around all the predictions and drama going on here on YouTube. Some are saying the mother of all crashes is coming, and then a recession is imminent, but at the same time a bull run is coming too, and you don't want to miss it, or it's a bull run then a crash, or a bull crash, and even just some are flip-flopping week to week or even day to day. I mean, it's basically a crash, bull run, crash again, I'm selling, I'm all in, and everything in between, I can't keep it straight. So I will give you the truth on all of it. Not an opinion, just the truth, and that's it. I just ask in exchange for you to gently tap that like button and consider subscribing too. It's super easy to do if you like the truth without the hype. And this video is actually going to be long. I apologize. I probably should plug my group considering I got no ads or sponsors and the sale ends this weekend, but you guys know the drill. You get 4 free courses and all the other good stuff. Just check out the pinned comment down below if you're interested in that. I think it's great and so do our members, but I'm probably biased too. Alright, so fair warning, I'm going to throw a lot at you today that will seem scattered and not related, but it is actually intended to illustrate the truth and it will make sense in the end, so just kind of stick with me here, guys. This is my best attempt to help as many of you as possible through all the noise, and it's only going to intensify as we move forward, so I feel you guys really need this information. So there's been a lot of drama lately around one YouTuber in particular who kicked off all the madness and kind of put all this into overdrive. Now, I personally have sidestepped this here on my channel. We talked about it in a group, but I've sidestepped it on my channel as I don't like weighing in on this type of stuff, and others have made great videos about it. But you guys have hounded me enough that I figure I should at least address the facts as it fits nicely with the endpoint and the truth that I'm going to present to you guys. Now, just to be clear and upfront, I am not here to blast anyone, but I completely understand the anger and the feeling of being misled or misguided. I mean, I personally feel a responsibility to practice what I preach and be truthful in what I present on this channel. So if I stepped outside of that, I would expect a lot of hate to come my way, and I honestly feel I would deserve it. However, in a crash or correction scenario, kind of like we're in now, I feel no need to change my strategy as this downturn deepens because I have the experience of going through some of the worst crashes in history and seeing firsthand in real life with my real money what works, what doesn't, and I also got to enjoy the huge reward on the back end of it when you have the right strategy to begin with. And I also got to experience how to lose money with the wrong strategy. My strategy was forged not in theory and looking back, but in the reality of actually living through it. Now, given the age of this particular YouTuber, it was most likely this person's first actual crash where they had significant sums of money on the line. And I can tell you this, when you see millions of dollars leave your account in just a few weeks, and you have options and leverage that may or may not trigger larger than normal downside, it's hard not to just sell and press the reset button. I mean, I've been there before. Now that does not make it better or right, but I do understand the feeling and the why behind it. And on the flip side, I see exactly why so many people are upset at the sudden change and have a feeling of being deceived. Now he has since stated that he is a stock trader. What he is doing is market timing, and it's very, very risky. And I'm glad that he said this, so it should be very clear where he is coming from now. There's nothing wrong with being a trader at all, but watching a trader as a long-term investor is not usually helpful, and if you are new, it can be downright confusing. Add in the fact that it was buy the dip, I'm bullish, but now I'm ultra bearish, and the confusion is just kind of compounded. Then we have others on the opposite end of the spectrum that are always bullish, and despite a consistent downtrend and the overpriced, overhyped stocks they love to pump, a bull run is here now every day. Every stock is also a 10x play that week. Well, that actually hasn't been true now for over a year, and really outside of 2020 and 1999, it hasn't really ever been true. Look at the actual facts. It is very rare to find a true 10x stock that actually sustains it. Another fact, valuations always matter and stocks return to their valuations over the long run. And some of these guys clearly are not doing valuations on any of their picks. I mean, some still need to fall more just to be at fair value based on valuation, despite a 50 or 60 or 70% fall from when they were being pumped in the first place. Just ignore that noise. Here are more facts for you all to consider. The dot-com crash saw a run up of 400% in the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ has only run up about 160% from the bottom of the, illness crash to the top late last year. So as you can see, we didn't even get close to as overheated as the market was during the dot-com crash. Small caps during the lowest point of the dot-com crash were at a PE of 13. And by the way, that also included Amazon at 90% off. We are currently at 13 and some change, so we're almost back to those levels. Ask anyone who actually lived and invested through that crash. Just having a website guaranteed you a $100 million valuation, and you didn't need a business plan or anything, just a website. And then those stocks would 10x after that. I mean, it was legitimately a crazy time. Currently, GDP is at almost 7%, and unemployment is currently under 4%. But wait, there is over $1 trillion a day in put activity, a record. So a crash must be here, right? And that much money is coming in short. That basically is signaling a crash. Or since apparently everyone is shorting the market, it means it won't happen because everyone is expecting it, and an epic short squeeze is coming instead. We have earnings miss and adjusted guidance, which basically equals an unnecessary and ridiculous drop, like a stock just stated it was a bankruptcy risk. We also have billionaires coming out of the woodwork to predict crashes and the mother of all crashes, and now they're being interviewed on various YouTube channels too, telling us about their crash theories. But then just a few days later, they load the boat on certain stocks. Does all this seem confusing? I mean, is the noise all over the place from lots of seemingly credible sources? Yeah, it's real and it's confusing. Does any of this change my strategy or my thinking or what I'm doing? Not one bit, and here is why. The truth is, short-term predictions are a 50-50 proposition, or to put it another way, a complete guess regardless of what the commenter states or what their credentials are. Jeremy Grantham, who's getting a lot of run right now, has predicted a crash every year since 2011. And he might finally be right, but it took 11 years of getting it wrong to get there. Most, if not all, the doomsday predictors out there have similar track records to him. But let's find the actual kind of truth in all this, not somebody who's right, 1 year out of every 11. When was the last time you heard Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, or any of those legends predict a crash? Now sure, they have said the markets are frothy or markets will not return as well in the future because it got so hot in the present, but when did they say the mother of all crashes is coming right now or really, really soon? The answer is never, and they have routinely made fortunes again and again. Oh, when they made those fortunes not buying when the market decides to turn around and get frothy, they made those fortunes by buying during those crashes, not timing the bottom, not waiting for confirmation. They did it buying great companies at super discounted prices based on valuations during the crash. They have seen more bull and bear markets than most have and used the same strategy for decades and lived it and made fortune after fortune, not by making short-term predictions in the news or wherever, not by guessing the tops and selling those tops and then buying the bottoms perfectly, simply by buying and holding great companies bought at ridiculous prices when everyone else was busy following the noise of a crash or a depression or a recession or a bull run or a bull trap or a bull straddle the dog, whatever. Having personally screwed this up every way possible during the dot-com crash, then completely changing strategies and still making some mistakes, but also getting it mostly right during the financial crisis, I know using that strategy holds true, and I find the noise very easy to ignore now. I don't care what any of them say, good or bad, YouTube or in the media or wherever, I don't care. I don't care if I lose money tomorrow or next week or for the next 6 months or for a year. I know I am buying great stocks at great prices based on valuation, and they will pay off over the long run. I also know this downturn will be way shorter than the bull run that will eventually follow, and it will follow. Now, I have no clue as to when that will happen or any of the details or the timing or anything else. But the only thing I know for a fact is that it's useless for me to worry about it or try to guess when any of it will happen. It is completely useless. Stocks stay down for a year? I'm excited. I get an entire year to buy great stocks at stupid low prices, therefore having a far bigger position at lower prices than I should. Explain to me how that is bad over a 5-year time horizon. Now I get it, if you're trading, that completely sucks. But as a long-term investor, that is how you make fortunes the easy way, or you can follow the noise and attempt to do it the hard way. The choice is yours. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.